Yeah, okay, so I'm Becky Fletcher and I'm playing the role of Frankie in Foxtrot.
Okay, I'm Richard Summers Calvert and I'm playing the role of Josh in Foxtrot.
Okay. And I'm Beatriz Delgado, and I'm not playing any role, I'm director of photography of Foxtrot.
I mean, I think the first time that I really got immersed in the project and I was like, okay, this is going to be good, was the script. Like, when I read the script, I was like, I haven't done many horrors before, so when I was reading this, I was like, okay, just typical kind of, I get where this is going, this is kind of my idea of what's going to happen. And then, like, there were several points in the script where I was just kind of thrown a different way, and then it just took me by surprise, so I just kept reading, and I read it in like no time at all, what felt like no time at all. And I was just got to the end and I was like, that is such a nice script, like I'm so looking forward to making that film. So I'd say for me it was the script.
For me it was just fun. I was like thinking myself like filming a group of beautiful and woo girls like running around and being killed and smash with a lot of blood. Like, that must be really, really fun and really cool.
I was kind of involved in the production side anyway, so I've kind of seen it through from earlier stages. But it's nice to see how much, the script has developed from when we initially set out to do the project. And as it's kind of developed and we've gone through pre-production, I've just got more and more excited about getting involved because it's really come together from all areas, and now it's just, it's great, and everything's happened for a reason, and now it's come together to be the best like sort of film and project it can be, I think. For myself, it's more a long-term thing, something I've always wanted to do, and I've always loved like action, thriller, horror genres, so to be involved in a project that is that genre is like perfect for me, because I've always liked the high drama, high intensity, sort of physical, getting involved really into those scenes, as well as like the dramatic sort of psychological side of these kind of genre scripts as well. So for me it's kind of been a long thing I've always wanted to do and sort of tried to build up to.
For me, I mean, I don't know, I've always wished I had a story that was like, I popped out the womb reciting Shakespeare, but like it's just not like that.
No, Richard, sorry.
No, it didn't happen. It was probably on the tip of my tongue, but it took a few years to get there. And I don't know, it was one of those things that, I don't know, when I was doing like, my mum was very theatrical and did like a lot of like theatre, stand-up, stunt work, radio, all that kind of side of things. And so she was like, it'd be really good for you, just like confidence-wise, if anything, to do theatre and acting and that kind of thing, because it does build confidence. At the very least, it's great for that. I just hated it at first. I hated it. I was just like an extra at best. I just really didn't want to do it. But then, like as time went on, I got better at it, and I could, compared to all the other subjects at school, like I could see myself getting better. So like there's all these other people that like drama, they were just good at it all the way through. And it was just really nice to see this progression. I was like, actually, I'm quite good at this. And then once it got to my last few years of school, I was like, right, this is the only thing I want to do. There's nothing else I've found yet that makes me as happy as this does. So I was like, why would I even try and do anything else? Like, okay, it's not as stable, but like, if it makes me that happy, it's worth chasing, Yeah. So that's just kind of how I got into it, and I get a thrill from seeing like a progression, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I guess that's how I got into it.
For me, it's surprisingly, I came into cinematography because I started as an actor first. So I was in theater and then in movies, and I was just like all the time falling in love with the stories, with how stories are portrayed on the stage and on cinema, and the images, those images that just carry so much information. So for me, I'm in cinematography from the emotional point of view and not from the technical point of view. When I read a script or when I'm imagining an image, a shot, I just find it really, really shocking and impressive to actually feel a lot of emotions and sensations, physical sensations through just a shot. a single shot. So it's not about how beautiful is the lighting. It's not just about that. It's like the whole thing, like it feels beautiful, and it serves the story to tell you something and to give you goosebumps. You say goosebumps, right?
Yeah.
Goosebumps. Then it's perfect, and that's what I'm trying to achieve, and that's what I try to achieve in Photoshop. Like trying to make it beautiful while serving the story, because why not? That's weird because, like, well, I'm quite used to, being the Spanish person, like, that person that doesn't know how to speak English. And yeah, in the end, a lot of times it's kind of like, when you think of it, it's kind of like weird and hard sometimes to make yourself understood in a moment where there's like a lot of pressure, there's like a lot of time pressure. You have to get it done, and you as DOP, you have to be on it. You just have to get the light right in that single moment while thinking the shots, talking with different departments, and you have to be on it and then operating the camera. And sometimes, trying to tell your assistants or the gaffer or other people, like this here, blocking, any kind of like, some kind of like very simple things like blocking or movement, or I want the light like this, but then like this. It's really hard to find the words. So in the end, and they make fun of me, in the end, I tend to make noises like, and now you do like blah, 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 and then, bah. And you have to talk about lighting or to try to express the actor like what they can do to make a better blocking, and they make fun of me, but I think that like deep inside of them they understand what I mean.
Yeah, everyone gets it now.
Yeah, right?
You've got your own language and everyone just understands what you mean now anyway.
But it's true that a lot of times they just talk and I don't know what. What? Can you repeat? And yeah, I hope that doesn't slow down the process. I try to be fast anyway, so it's fine. Yeah, well, my parents really are really into film, literature, music, theater, so I kind of like grew up with that. I'm not sure, to be honest, like, it's this kind of like things that, when you're little, and then you like to be the center of attention because you like to dance and to do different characters, and then people's like, you are the artist of the family. Probably you have that at the same time. You're like the actor, and they look at you kind of weird, like, ooh, you like theater and film, but are you gonna make a living out of it? Come on, it's just like, that's just like for people in the streets, like, and it's about time to actually make a living and have a proper job, right? And then you just feel like saying like, just leave me alone. But yeah, I don't know, I was just like always like that kind of person who wanted to do stupid things in front of other people and make them laugh, and that's how I got into acting. And I'm here right now because I wanted to be an actress. Right now I'm really happy being a DOP and director. But you see Tom Cruise, I was like, yeah, he's an actor and now he's into producing, and then I thought like, yeah, maybe I can get into behind the camera, and then I can jump and be an amazing actress and win an Oscar. It all disappeared. Now I'm really, really happy with making a good thing even behind the camera, and it's really cool.
Fair enough.
That's good.
I have one, and I'm very aware it's very cliche, but it's
Chuck Norris?
Yes. No. It was definitely my mum, because literally, without a doubt, like I can't sit here and think, oh, there's an actor that's really like motivated me to go further. I don't know any actors. Like, I mean, I don't know these people personally. Whereas my mum, like, I'm very much like my mum. I'm very like motivated, positive as well, and I feel like I truly believe you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it and you work your ass off every single day. So with that mindset, which my mum definitely like lived, like that's just the most motivating thing ever. So yeah, no, I know it's cliche, but like especially because my mum was very theatrical, like lit up a room when she walked in and stuff. So for me, sorry, I'm putting my foot near the microphone.
You haven't learned anything?
Yeah.
I know.
Getting in Roger's way.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'd say my mum, definitely, without a doubt.
Yeah, I don't really have like a key person who's sort of inspired me. I think just films in general have inspired me to kind of go into the industry. Like, I don't know, that feeling when you see a film and you're just like, oh my god, I so wish I could be a part of how they made that. Like, that feeling inspires me more, I think, than following somebody. because that's what really kind of gets to me. And you know, you have your bad days where the industry's tough and you're like, oh, do I really want to be going for this? Like, do I really want to carry on with this path because it's so hard? But when you see like a really good film that you know you'd want to be a part of, or you think, oh my god, it must have been great to make that, and you feel inspired, that's kind of what keeps me going, I think.
For me, I don't know, it's weird. It's kind of like, you know, like when you're young and you just want to be a lot of things at the same time. Like one day I want to do this, one day I want to be a fireman, one day a doctor. You know, it's like, but being an actor, you can actually do that. You can actually, you know, be a lot of people and make the most of this life. That's how I saw that. But from the crew perspective, it's kind of like the same. Like each day is different. Like one day you're just like filming a rape. Another day you're filming a killing, another day you're filming a love story. And that kind of variety, that kind of like lack of uniformity just like makes everything very exciting.
So I play Josh, and Josh, he comes in a bit later into the film, so he's the kind of dark horse in terms of like, who is this person? Like all the other characters, along with Ray actually, like Ray and Josh are kind of like the tag along. So it's kind of like, you know, all these other characters, and these are two characters that come along, and you have to learn about them there and then, and they develop throughout the film. And it's all about like, Fox is all about how each person like deals with the situation when it gets like interesting and stuff. And Josh is an interesting one because he's there to support Frankie, his girlfriend, and you know, in an individual sense, like that's a stressful situation. Like you're gonna support you're gonna support the girlfriend, but like you go into this really hostile environment where everyone's like, no one really wants to be there. Like we probably should, but they're all like, you know, he's instantly doesn't like these people because he's obviously on her side, and it's just like how that develops and stuff. So I think he's quite an interesting character, and he's got a really lovely character arc.
Well, I play Frankie, so obviously Josh's girlfriend, and my character begins sort of very much in the group of girls that we see. She's got a great bond with them all, but events happen in the script very early on that kind of segregates her from the rest of them. So she comes into it with Josh very much on the outside, bit of a loner. She's been disconnected from everybody for a long time. So the events in the film sort of bring all the characters back together. So it's a really interesting, tense sort of atmosphere and environment when they're all sort of brought back together after all these events and dramas have happened between them. After years, so kind of putting yourself in that situation as an actor and being able to have these different relationships with other people has been really, really interesting. Because obviously they go to the house together, and the rest of the film that unfolds is kind of within the next few hours of their evening together. So there's kind of moments where there's bonds being rekindled with certain people, and then with others it's very sort of hostile and, you know, quite intense and standoffish. So there's kind of a lot going on for Frankie. She's come there purposefully to sort of put things behind her and move forward with her life, because there's been things sort of in the air that need to be laid to rest. So that's her purpose for coming to the reunion and seeing the other girls. So she's kind of got a lot of high stakes and a lot of things riding on this opportunity. So it's been good to get into the nitty gritty of all of that.
It was nice actually to film you guys, because you know, sometimes you just film people and then you feel like, oh my god, is that real or is this like fake? And I was like, sometimes like looking at you two, how you were like together and caring about each other, and it looks so real, like the way it's kind of like. And then after a long time, you know, it's like 3 weeks of shoot, and you have a lot of scenes with the couple, and in the end, it's kind of like you just habituate yourself to what they do, to the point that you think like, actually they look kind of like together, you know, actually together, although you are aware that they are just actors like playing two characters, but it was like really cute in some moments.
You did say that, because you said we have like a quite sweet, because when we kiss, it's kind of like a really
Yeah,
supportive,
yeah.
kind of gentle
And
kissing.
I have
thing.
noticed it's really satisfying to film them kissing, not because of other options, not because of other reasons, but it's kind of like you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
You just focus on.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
We did a lot of
Oh,
like
focus.
background work together, like, didn't we? We
Yeah,
we
yeah.
met up a lot before we filmed to kind of really get the backstory of our two characters.
Yeah.
What?
How long were you?
Yes.
How long were you working together before?
Well, how long was it before we filmed that you got?
I don't know. Well, we met up in that cafe, didn't we?
Yeah, we had
And then
like
I
a
had
couple
like
of
2
minutes.
main courses, and you were like, "Who is this guy?" Then I let her. Oh my god! I left without paying,
Yeah, you
and I
did.
had no idea.
Yeah, you
I
did.
ordered 2 of the most expensive main course,
And then you just
and I got
left.
up and I left. And you texted me saying that you didn't pay, and I rang you with a voicemail. I barely even know this guy. I was like, oh, "I'm so sorry. I swear to God, that's not me. I'm not a hobo."
So you went without paying. You went without paying.
He did.
I went with that. I ordered 2 main
I
courses,
paid
and
for
I was
it.
like,
Ah,
"Oh,
you
lovely
paid
to
for
meet
it.
you. Bye."
Yeah, it was so funny.
Oh my god,
No, but
it's classic.
Classic,
Yeah,
it
it
was
felt
classic.
terrible.
No,
Jesus.
He loves eating, by the
I
way.
paid her back. Can I just
did.
say?
He did.
He loves eating. You guys don't know, but he's all the time like
he was
looking.
eating. Yeah.
Food. And when he supposed the food, it's like his eyes just go so wide.
Oh, but no, yeah, it
Good
was
times.
really easy to work with, you know, actually. So,
Yeah, no, I feel like we did.
yeah,
well.
we did so much work, didn't we? Like,
Yeah.
to make sure we were really comfortable. So I'm glad it came across.
Yeah.
In the end.
Good.
Yeah. I really love, like I was saying earlier, like the intensity of horror. Like as an audience member watching it, I find it one of the most gripping genres to watch, because if it's a really good horror that gets your mind thinking and has the shock factor as well, like I just find it such an entertaining watch as like a spectator, because you can't predict what's going to happen sometimes, and when things do happen, even if you do predict them, it's still got the shock value, and I just really like watching it as like sort of an audience member. So to actually act in it as well is like just so much fun. Yeah, I think Foxtrot has a lot of sort of suspense moments, a lot of, like we talked about all the suspense, and there's like sort of there's like twists and turns in it which play on your psychological side as well, but then it has got the kind of the action and the thrill, so it's a combination of it all, which is good. So it's really, I'm looking forward to watching it.
I agree. I think it's got
Yeah.
the cliches that horror fans are going to absolutely love, but it's got something extra that just takes it that step further, and I think we need that in like cinema and stuff at the moment. I think this has got that. So
It's like a mashup, isn't it? Because there are like
Yeah,
really dramatic, like
There's a
drama
little bit of
moments
gore,
as well.
but as well a little bit of psychological. It's not
Yeah.
like
And
straightforward.
dramatic scenes as well, like between characters. There's like so much like
Like,
you actually
yeah,
care about the
emotional,
people in
yeah,
it.
emotional
Yeah,
tension.
exactly.
Yeah.
Which is a lot of horror films. Sometimes you don't really care what happens to characters, but I think in this you actually will feel some sympathy.
Yeah.
for
oh
them.
yeah, the character arcs
Yeah.
for
I mean,
each character, quality.
Everything is
Yeah.
justified.
Yeah.
So there is not like that kind of like, because I mean you see some horror films and suddenly you find out who is the killer, and it's kind of like lame. It's kind of like okay, all right, and there's no like really emotive
Yeah.
to do all those bad things. But here I think that it's really interesting to actually work on it, because it's not just about the script, but actually what you want the spectator and the audience to feel. And depending on what you want the audience to feel, there's like, okay, then you have to film this in this way. You have to go for a most more cut, fast edit, or maybe she should look at him in a different way, or do this, or leave frame. There are like a lot of information every time you film that tells you so much about how you want the audience to feel about it,
Yeah.
or to discover about it.
It's like every character has a reason to be the killer.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it makes it
yeah.
really like
Yeah,
plays in
100%.
your mind. Yeah.
All the Jason films. I love the Jason films. Well, it was one of it was one of those things that horror for me. Like I don't know much about it. Jason films, I've watched them all except like the remake of the first one. I've watched all of them except that, and I cannot wait. But it's awesome. It's classic horror.
I'm gonna tell you now. Actually, I like Kubrick. I like Darren Aronofsky. I really like some kind of like more psychological thrillers, like really dark twists. Lars von Trier. Some of them like really twist your gutters. Like, oh damn, that was dark.
I am appearing in a feature film called I think it's called Crossover. It keeps changing its title at the moment.
Oh.
But yeah, Crossover, which is a mockumentary, which is directed by Dan Headley, which is going to be hilarious. I like to think so because I'm in it. And I've written, directed, produced, and acted in a short film by my company called Pandemic, which has got into a film festival, and I've been nominated for Talented New Director, Best Comedy, and the actor in it, Simon Fisher-Becker, has been nominated for Best Lead Actor in a Short Film. So looking forward to that. Going to put in that. Hopefully we'll win some awards.
I think I just signed for another feature film to be shot in March, and it's a family comedy, kind of like American family comedy, totally different to this. And it's curious, it's fun because the previous feature film I did, it was as well horror, very twisted and dark. This one is horror. Next time is like a family comedy, so boop, totally different. Cool. I don't know yet.
Oh, and you never will
that's what
find
I
out.
see. Well, the director is called Ben Owusu, and that's that.
Nice, that's cool.
I'm kind of focusing on Foxtrot because I'm going to be in the post-production team sort of as well, so it's going to be exciting to see where we take that and sort of get the edit done, go to festivals and stuff. But I'm also kind of finishing off another feature called The Domino Effect, which should hopefully be out later this year. Fingers crossed.
That does look awesome.
Yeah, it's like sort of like a psychological romantic thriller. So it's cool. So we'll see.
Yeah, so for me it's directing because I've got a company going and I'm absolutely loving that side of things because I write as well, so I can't imagine anyone else taking charge of my scripts because it's how I want to create it, how I want to create it. So for me it's directing and writing, and I guess with that comes a bit of producing. But what about you?
For me, I started as director. For 2 years I was directing films, and then I got into camera department, director of photography, and eventually I think I would like to come back to directing. I'm really come into DOP right now, but I love directing. It's really good. Working with actors, it's satisfying.
You'd be really good at that.
Yeah, I do as well. I'm going to do producing and stuff as well. So I've been on the production team for this and produced a few other bits and bobs. So I quite like to be able to see a project from A to complete finish. So that's my thing. So I like to see
Let's
it
make
through.
another movie.
Yeah.
You produce, I act, and you direct.
Yes.
Oh,
deal.
yeah, we can
Deal.
do all
I'd be well up
Yes.
for that. Yeah.
Team Foxtrot, 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 Foxtrot,